Hi folks, Heather Pierce Campbell, the legal website warrior, attorney and legal coach, coming at you today from Seattle, Washington. Today is day 4 of the video series where we are breaking down the 10 biggest legal mistakes made by online entrepreneurs. Today is a biggie. The mistake that we are talking about is failing to put standard client services agreements in place. And for online entrepreneurs, most people that are online doing business also have a portion of their business that is offline. So whether your services are offered online or offline, you need to have standard client agreement or standard client services agreement in place. So many things can go wrong if you don't condense down what your understanding is into written form, right? So the human memory, turns out, is just not that great, right? It is not infallible. We do make mistakes. We regularly misremember, and this has been shown time and time again. It was one of the first things I had to learn in law school is breaking down how human memory works and where people make mistakes. And it turns out we tend to make a lot when it comes to our memories of things. So a lot of mistakes that happen in business and that happen in the course of a business relationship are not always intentional. Sometimes they're just general human error. So that is the huge reason number 1 to get contracts in place, is breaking down and committing to paper what the exchange of value is, right? And for people that feel a little uncomfortable about putting a contract in front of their client, especially if it's somebody they've worked with before, or they're new in business, or it's a smaller engagement, right? There are some reasons why people might feel uncomfortable about making somebody go through the effort of signing an actual written agreement. But what an agreement does for both parties, and what a properly written agreement should do, is actually make both people feel better about the relationship, feel better about the exchange of services and value that's taking place. Look at a contract as something that is really designed to protect the relationship, to give both people guidance throughout the course of the business exchange, that if there are any issues or problems that arise, you look to the contract for guidance around any number of things, right? What's being exchanged, what the value is, what the timeline is, what happens if something goes wrong. All of these things should be covered in a proper contract, plus more. But see a contract as something that really protects the relationship, not hinders it, okay? And so raise your hand if you're somebody who's been in business and doing business with clients without written agreements. And I want you right now to commit to taking a pause, getting written agreements in place with every client. It's really critical. I have heard from several people within one community that I belong to about, unfortunately, multiple scenarios where things have gone sideways with one particular vendor or business, where all of the issues that arose could have been resolved if contracts had been in place, and there were no contracts with any of these clients. So understand that it really can save you an immense amount of heartache in your business and in your relationships, which are the number 1 thing that you must protect. So I hope this helps. If it does, be sure to like my business page, or feel free to share this video with your colleagues or friends in business if you think they would appreciate being looped into these kinds of discussions. And stay tuned for a handful more days where we break down the rest of the 10 biggest legal mistakes made by online entrepreneurs. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.